We just finished our last week of July for us because we're paycheck budgeters, and chaos has ensued, some of which we have already told y'all about, some of which we have not. So let's go right into transactions, starting with the 18th. Starting with the 18th, we paid the heating bill for $451. Now, this is actually 2 heating bills, but what happened, which was kind of weird, I was not a fan of it, but our original heating bills, they didn't check the meters, but this time they did. So they checked the meters, and we ended up having 2 sets of heating bills within a month.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan, and that actually changed the due dates. It's a mess, but we paid it. We paid it here, so it's okay. But that was 2 heating bills. So 2 heating bills for $451, and then I brought in some money from my emergency fund to pay for our cat's teeth being cleaned, which was $704. I was.
They tried to make it more than 1,000,
Yes.
like 1,200.
Yes.
I did not fall for that, and neither did you.
Yes. They called me 4 times during my work shift to try to upsell me on different things for the cat.
And that was even after, when just dropping them off, I had to specifically mark and then sign off and then verbally confirm that we didn't need radiology for the bones that weren't broken and everything's fine. Just please clean his teeth.
Yes.
Is wild.
Yes, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan even a little bit. I'm never going back to that vet. I'm gonna find a different vet because all that pressure, and they used guilt too. They were like, well, he's an older cat, so there might be issues, and you don't want him to. I'm like, oh, no, we're not doing that.
First of all, he's not an older cat. He's on a different timeline than most cats because he's amazing.
Yeah, I'm over it. I'm not going to that vet again. And then we got snacky snacks for us and the kids for $13. And then on the 19th, we used $3,000 of the house maintenance fund to pay for part of the remodel. When I paid off the waterproofing, because the waterproofing was $26,000, $26,226. I paid that off last week, but I wasn't completely certain how much was still left to pay for the remodel. So what I thought we had left to pay for the remodel was actually how much in labor we have to pay.
Yep.
It did not include materials. So.
And we added a bunch of things. So.
Yeah. Well, I was going off of what you had literally asked.
Oh.
And then he said 9,000.
Oh, yeah.
And
okay.
But that was just the labor. So we thought that using the last 9,000 from what we got from Wynn's sister would be enough to pay for the rest of the remodel. It is not. That is enough to pay for the labor. Still have to pay for materials. So emergency fund is going to get drained. I'm just going to say it right now. Emergency fund's going to get drained. It's not going to be this week, but it is coming up very shortly because the remodelers don't take cards. They don't do loans. It's Zelle.
I did work out an arrangement where once we've paid off a big chunk of it, we can do $750 a month after that.
Yeah, but $750 a month doesn't actually work with us being able to save any money for anything.
Yeah.
So we need to just have it, which is why my emergency fund is getting drained. because the remodel needs to happen. Because if it doesn't, then we can't have a tenant in our basement. And if we can't have a tenant in our basement, that's $1,200 a month that's not coming in. That's $1,200 a month more that you have to pay for the mortgage every month. So, no thank you. We're going to finish this remodel. And then the emergency fund will get replenished later. But yeah, that is what's going on with that. And then I stuffed 130 in the envelopes for groceries and bulk shopping. And then on the 20th, I brought in $45 just for cash back from one of my cards. And I got a box of chips for $20. Very exciting times. And then on the 21st, that sounded really weird, I guess, when I said that. So by a box of chips, I mean a big box of 30 small bags of chips is what I got. And that was $20. That came out of my personal funds. And then on the 21st, the student loan payment came out for $31. And then the minimum payment for the flooring, I paid $163. And then on the 22nd, I paid an additional $1,092 for the flooring. And on the 23rd, Wynn paid $16 for a game. And the 24th, Snacky Snacks for $4. And I saved $604 towards the house maintenance fund. And let us see what those revolving envelopes look like, because definitely went over budget with those. Next, these are revolving envelopes, which are not physical envelopes. It's just kind of what I call them. Call them buckets, call them envelopes. It's savings, basically, for things that we pay for regularly, but come out of my paycheck. So, for groceries, started with $14, added $80, spent $78, so there's $16 left, which means this month I spent a total of $341 on groceries. Then bulk buys, started with $21, added $50, spent $49, so there's $22 left. And total spent $164 for bulk shopping. Transportation, started with $242, spent $38, so there's $240 left, and spent a total of $701 this month. I said 701, 71.
Yeah, you did. Okay.
Spent $71 this month. And then health, started with $348, spent $267. Because Wynn had a medical appointment that was like $185, and there were some prescriptions, and there were some over-the-counter things. It was a lot happening. So that was $267. So we're left with $81, and total spent on health this month, $521. Woo! Gotta love it. And by love, I mean hate. So home shopping, $0. Total spent this month, $201. Birthdays, started with 18, didn't add or spend, so the total spent for the month is $31. Clothing, started with 63, didn't add or spend, so $63 is what we're left with, and didn't spend any this month. Same with shoes, didn't spend any this month, $279. And then pet care, $75 is what we started with, didn't spend any, so there's $75. And then personal's where the real craziness happens. So started with 0. Spent $20, so added $20 to cover that, and that was the box of chips. So there's 0 left. I spent a total of $2,146 this month from my personal funds, which is wild and hilarious because it was supposed to be $160. But to be fair, Wynn and I both broke our phones. One of us broke broke the phone worse than the other. So one phone got fixed and one phone got replaced, and I paid for both of those. So it wasn't all technically like my like ridiculous spending. It was the cost of ADHD, I guess. The cost of doing demolition work with your phone in your pocket. Like, you know, it happens. It's not the most expensive thing that we've done recently. $276 for Elphaba. We started with $276, didn't add or spend, so $276 is what we're left with. Elphaba is me matching the kids' savings accounts deposits. They have not been putting money in their savings accounts, so Zay gets nothing. Now, let's see what that means for closing out this here paycheck. So, if you didn't know, we didn't use our paychecks this pay period. This month at all, actually. We didn't use paychecks. So, we just used rollover and then additional funds that came in. And savings. So, other income was $35,409. That was a lot. Most of that came from Wynn's twin sister. She agreed before we bought this house that she would contribute financially, and this was her contribution to us buying this house. So that's what that was. And also I got cash back on a credit card. And then from savings, I took $3,741, and we had a rollover of $8,058. So that brings our total inflow for this pay period to $47,208, which is wild.
She did it more often.
That'd be nice.
I'll see what I can do.
Mm-hmm. And then down to Wynn's spending. His spending is his checking account.
Where we put $4,031 toward mortgage. Kid bills didn't come through, and that's okay. We'll sort that out when we sort that out. Internet, 55 this time. I like it. S&M collections, the usual 50. Heating bill, 451. But again, as she addressed earlier, that's two different heating bills. We'll also find a way to sort that out in time.
Well, I mean, will we really? Because the basement. So this is the issue with the heating bill. Okay, so the basement, we don't have a tenant right now, as we've said, but also the basement natural gas covers the hot water for the whole building, as well as the natural gas in the basement itself. And also the first floor's furnace. So our furnace that we use in our unit doesn't heat the basement, but it's in the basement and it's on the basement's gas bill. So we personally don't think it's fair to make the basement tenant pay to heat our unit and to pay the hot water for the whole building. So what we're going to do is whatever tenant we get in the basement is not going to pay the gas bill. We're going to keep paying the gas bill. We're just going to ask a little more rent from them to cover the gas usage that they actually have. So the basement will still have some gas usage of its own. So they have their stove, they have their hot water that they still are going to use. So it is fair for them to pay a portion of that. But definitely not the whole thing. That would not be fair for the smallest unit to have the hugest gas bill, and it'll be absolutely terrible in the winter. So we're not doing that. So we are going to have two gas bills, two heating bills the whole time. They do have close to the same due date, so they're just going to get paid at the same time, and we're just going to live with it because we're asking for more rent. It'll be okay. We'll be okay. But onward. Sorry.
Onward. Adventures.
Oh, you didn't do student loans.
Oh, sorry. Student loans, 31 for now. we already went through our priorities for paying down debt. So
So you should watch our debt confession.
yeah, you
It'll be posted next week.
should. Okay. Adventures.
Or wait, no. No.
Sooner than that.
No, next week. Next week.
Okay. Adventures 20. Miscellaneous. Y'all, what's going on with me? I'm doing the thing again where making less money, spending more money. I gotta stop that. It's snacks, right? It's snacks
So
and some games.
let's see. It was Family Dollar and games and theater. You buying drinks at the theater.
26 of that was.
And ride share.
That was for a good cause. The ride share.
Yes.
I got a very last minute notification on InstaWork,
Which is a temp agency app.
And there was an opportunity to make $36.11 an hour for a full day of work. Yeah, I'm gonna do a ride share to make sure I get to that on time. Are you kidding me? So I feel okay about that and goofy about the other things. So still plenty of room to do better. Rollover 410. That's good, right? 410 for rollover.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so total 5,173 spent. Oof. Leaving 42,035.
And now, Wynn's not saving right now. That will start again once he gets his first paycheck for the school year. He is a substitute teacher, so he works temp jobs during the summer, but starts working full-time again during the school year. So now we go to her spending, which is, haha, I'm her. This is my checking account. So dining out was $37. We didn't go that far over what we budgeted, which is good for us. And then $163 for flooring, as expected. And then waterproofing we paid off entirely, so that was $26,226. Paid for that with Wynn's sister's contribution to us buying this house. And then I sent the promised $1,092 to extra debt. And a $1,034 went into variable envelopes, the revolving envelopes, which is, I'm not a fan, but such is life. And then that is a subtotal of $28,552, leaving us with $13,483. And then we get to my saving, and I am actually kind of saving right now. Sort of. I wasn't planning on it, so that's why there's only one category, which is house maintenance, which is what's been getting like all of my money this summer, basically. Well, most of it. So house maintenance got $9,742 this pay period. Oh goodness, gracious, I didn't do this math here. 3741. So 9742 is a subtotal for that, leaving us with 3741, which is saving spent. So Toady, the app that we use to manage our ADHD, to manage our chores, which helps with ADHD, that was $6. House maintenance, $3,031. Saving spent. And then cat dental treatment, $704, which brings us to a subtotal of $3,741. That's all that was left. So that is a zero-based budget, which of course does not mean our bank accounts are at zero. That means every dollar that came into the budget had a reason to go out of the budget. So very wild budgeting this much. having this much coming in and going out. We made a lot of good progress, and I feel good about it.
I like that things like that are just knocked out,
Yes.
not struggle bust.
So the waterproofing, the reason why I just paid it off all at once was this was, it was going to be 12 months interest free, but then after the 12 months, it was going to be 30% interest on $26,000. So, we don't actually make enough money to pay that in time ourselves. So that's it was never going to happen. It was never going to happen in 12 months if we were just paying it by ourselves. So, we're not dealing with that. Basically, we're not gonna deal with that. So we just paid it off, and then we'll tackle the smaller debts one at a time. But yeah,
Yep,
that was a lot.
that was a lot.
Yeah.
We did a lot.
And my savings will start again very soon. Wynn's savings will start again once he gets his first paycheck of the school year. And we're back in business pretty much because the school year starts at the end of August. So we're coming up on time. I love you. I appreciate you.
So many of these, blah. What I'm getting at is, like usual, bunch of beats broke every time.
And never forget that you deserve financial stability. And I hope you have a great day on purpose. Bye.